Howdy, hi. It is Do Your Job Sports WNBA Picks and Predictions for Sunday, July 27th, 2025. We are looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, first things first, got to recap the previous day's results. On the day, we go 4-2, bringing our season record to 194 and 178. Should have been a 5-1 day, but we get hooked on De'Arica Hamby PRA as she lands on 28, despite having 21 at halftime. Riddle me that. All right, I'm going to recap these real quick, then we'll get on to the 5 games we have for tomorrow. Game number 1, it was the Sparks at the Liberty. Sparks, forget the 12.5. You could have hit the money line and you would have won. They did get a bit fortunate as Stewie, I think she played like 3 minutes. She played exactly 3 minutes, and then she went out with the leg injury. Then it was the Talbot, Harrison, and Johannes show, while also being the Sabrina show as she dropped 30. But the Sparks win the game outright, 101-99. They shoot 51% from the field, 41% from deep. They win the offensive rebound battle. They lose the turnover battle. This was a complete team effort. You had De'Arica Hamby drop 17, Rakia Jackson 24, Azrae Stevens 17, Kelsey Plum 20, and then Ray Burrell off the bench dropping 12. PRA-wise, interesting, as I thought De'Arica Hamby was a lock at halftime with 21, and I thought Azrae Stevens was dead because she had 0 points at halftime. Her halftime stat line was 0 points, 5 rebounds. She finishes with 17 points and 11 rebounds. So her and Hamby basically flipped spots in the second half. And we hit Azrae Stevens points plus rebounds over 22.5. Our other winner was the Mystics plus 3.5. Another one, you can take the points, forget the points. They hit on the money line. Final score, Seattle Storm 58, Washington Mystics 69. This was an atrociously bad game of basketball. Storm shoot 33% from the field, 24% from deep. The Mystics shoot 44% from the field, 23% from deep. Combined, there were 33 turnovers in a 40-minute game of basketball. Teams won 8 of 34 from deep. Just an ugly game. The only person who played well on Seattle was Nneka Ogwumike. Gabby Williams, 1 of 7. Skylar Diggins, 2 of 10. Erica Wheeler, 5 of 14. They don't have any bench presence besides rookie Dominique Malonga, who's actually really good. She's just really young and is getting acclimated to the W. But the Mystics get the dub. Theirs was more of a team effort. Sonia Citron, double-double, 11 and 10. Shakira Austin, double-double, 14 and 11. Kiki dropped 7 and 11. Sug Sutton, 13 points. Brittany Sykes, 11, 4 and 5. Overall team effort, they get the job done, and they win at home as a 3.5-point dog. Our losers, I kind of already talked about De'Arica Hamby. We missed her PRA by a single point, rebound, or assist as she finished on 28 despite having 21 at halftime. Then we lost the over, 154.5 in the Storm and the Mystics game. Probably should have taken the under just based on how slow these teams play, but I did not foresee them shooting 23% from deep. So we missed that by a nautical mile. The over never stood a chance. All right, that's the recap. Let's get on to the picks for tomorrow. First game of the day, it is probably the worst game of the day. Golden State Valkyries headed to Connecticut to take on the Sun. Not really sure who's going to actually show up to this. I'd assume no one. You might see 500 people in the stands. I'm going to rock the home team, though, plus the 6.5. Also going to take the over 156. This is the first game of the road trip for Golden State Valkyries. They play 5 road games in a row. I don't think that's going to go very well. For the Connecticut Sun, they suck. Maybe they can get their 4th win of the season. Main thing here, Marina Mabrey back in the lineup so they can actually put the ball in the hoop. Valkyries 11 and 12 on the year. They just won a home game against the Wings 86-76. Still really haven't been impressed by them shooting the ball. 40% from the field, 31% from deep. Not to mention they are without 2 of their best bigs down low. Monique Billings out for this game. And then Kayla Thornton's obviously out for the year. I think she tore her meniscus or Achilles, or she got surgery on something she tore, and she is done for the rest of the 2025 season. The Sun, they are 3-20 on the year. They're horrible at basketball. This is their second time playing the Valkyries this season. First time they lost 87-63, but this is a completely different game. They didn't have Marina Mabrey. The Valkyries had those two players I just mentioned. It was in Golden State. Now you're getting the Valkyries at home, first game of their East Coast road trip. Marina Mabrey back in the lineup adds more firepower from deep. Or she could go 2 of 15. You simply have no idea with Marina. I'm going to take the Sun at I think 1 o'clock game. So this would be 10 in the morning, Golden State time. It's going to be rough to adjust. I think they're going to start slow. Give me the Sun plus the points. Give me the over 156. Next game we got, it is the Indiana Fever headed to Chicago, or Chirac, to take on the Chicago Sky. I'm going to take the Fever minus the 8. I'm going to take the under 160.5. If you want a good laugh, I would tempt you to go take a look at the Chicago Sky injury report, because it is long. I don't really enjoy laying 8 points with the Fever on the road when they don't have Caitlin Clark in the lineup, but I'm going to have to do it. I genuinely don't know if the Sky are going to have enough players to field a roster. Fever 13-12 on the year. They just beat the Aces at home by 10 points. Not really sure how much weight that's worth just based on how bad the Aces are. Yeah, they suck. Caitlin Clark still out till what's supposed to be the middle of August. Really not sure if we're going to see her return before the playoffs start, to be honest with you. Currently, it is the Kelsey Mitchell, Leah Boston, and Natasha Howard show. Really not much else to say. Every once in a while, you get a surprise appearance from Cunningham or Lexi Hall off the bench. That's really about it. The Sky. If you are too lazy or don't have enough time to go check their injury report, I will tell you it here. Sit down, grab your popcorn. Here we go. The following players are 100% out for tomorrow's game. Ariel Atkins, Mariah Jefferson, Courtney Vandersloot. Ariel's been hurt for a decent amount of time. Mariah Jefferson came off the bench, played like 10 minutes, and then immediately got hurt. Vandersloot, she tore her ACL like 2 months ago. Then you have the following people listed as questionable. Angel Reese, Michaela Onyenwere, and Haley Van Lith. I don't even want to possibly think about what their starting lineup may be. You're going to have to go Rachel Banham, Kia Nurse, some random person at the 3, Rebecca Allen at the 4, and Cardoso at the 5. This is going to be atrocious levels of bad if everyone I just mentioned is not playing. Therefore, give me the Fever minus the points. Give me the under 160.5. Next game we got. If you don't like the Aces, look away right now. I'm going to take the Aces on the road, minus 9. I'm also going to take the over of 164.5. I almost can't help but laugh taking the Aces again, but I have to do it. You will understand why in a minute. Or I'll just tell you now, the Dallas Wings are going to be without Paige Beckers for this game. There is no chance I'm betting Dallas when they don't have the best player on their team. The Aces, they're 12-13 on the year. They've lost 2 in a row. One was on the road to the Fever by 10. The other was on the road to the Lynx by 29. This team, besides Asia Wilson, is playing the most egregious level of basketball I think I've ever witnessed. Becky Hammon has no clue what she's doing coaching. You have a great roster, but you have no clue how to run it. They've already played the Wings this year 2 times. They beat them by 4 each game. Now they're laying 9 with no Paige. Is this slightly terrifying? Yes. Am I going to enjoy laying the 9? No. But I'm going to do it. The Wings, 7-18 on the year. They just choked the absolute game away against the Valkyries, had a 6-point lead at halftime. They then let them score 56 points in the second half. They lose the game. I think it was by 10. They're horrible. No Paige Beckers for the game. She's already ruled out with an injury. I'm not sure how you're going to score the ball. If your balls are big enough, you can go ahead and take Rike Gumbawale props. This is probably the one game she'll be good for it. I can't, though. You guys know I can't. That's against my religion. Give me the Aces, minus 9. Give me the over. I'm also going to run back Asia, points, rebounds, and assists. All right, next game. I think this is the first time of the season I'm giving you a bet without a line. Normally, or sometimes I do this for points, rebounds, and assists, or any player props. just because Vegas sleeps on the WNBA and doesn't have them up in time. But with the Mystics playing a back-to-back and we not having any injury status on their players, we have no line. But I will take whatever the Mercury spread is, and I will also take the under in the game. Recently, teams on back-to-backs have not been playing well. You had the Liberty today lose at home on a back-to-back. A few days ago, you had the Aces on a back-to-back against the Lynx. They got shelled. So I'm going to just go ahead and lay it with whatever the Mercury are. If I had to guess, I'd say the Mercury lay 4.5, 5. It's probably something similar to what we saw out of this Seattle Storm line today. Mercury 15-9 on the year. They did just lose a road game to the Liberty by 13 points. They played very well in the first half. I think it was tied going into halftime. Second half, the wheels fell off the bus. Then the bus went into a ditch and everyone died. The Liberty put the clamps on them. Very different matchup here, though. Mercury team, old, a bunch of veterans. Mystics team, very young. They start 2 rookies and a sophomore in Shakira Austin. The only real veteran presence they have is Brittany Sykes. Mystics, 12-12 on the year. They just won a very hard-fought game at home against the Storm. They're going to struggle against the size. This Mercury team is just big. You got Satu. You have Alyssa Thomas at 6'2". She packs a punch. DeWanna Bonner's tall. And then you got to deal with Kalia Copper, which is not enjoyable. They've already played this year. The Mercury won at home 68-62. I think we see something similar. Give me a Mercury 74 to Mystics 63 kind of game. All right, final game of the day here. Then we're going to go through player props. It is the Atlanta Dream at the Minnesota Lynx. I'm going to take the Dream plus 8.5 and the over 158.5. I think this is going to be a very good game. This Atlanta team, they're still kind of struggling to figure out how to run the offense without Ryan Howard, but it has been getting better with each game they play. These two teams have already played this year. The Lynx won a road game 96-92 in Atlanta. Dream 14-10 on the year. They did just beat the Mercury on the road by 11 points. Very, very impressive game there. They've been getting great performances from Alicia Gray, which is why we are going to take her PRA over. And Brittany Griner's been balling out. Didn't think I would really say that, but BG's been absolutely hooping. I don't exactly love how many minutes they're giving Caldwell off the bench. I still think they have to kind of rework the rotation and figure out who's going to actually play Ryan Howard's minutes. My vote would be Tina Pow because she's an animal and she needs more minutes in this lineup as a rookie, but to each their own. She's probably not going to play much. I think the starters can keep it close. The Lynx struggle with size down low. Good luck going up against Brittany Griner and Brianna Jones. Lynx just beat the Aces at home by a gajillion points. Like I said, they struggled down low. Last time they played the Dream, Brittany Griner, 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist on 6 of 11 shooting. I think this just might be the game they finally lose at home. Now, I did say that last game, and they beat the Aces by 29 or whatever it was. So, do with that information what you will. All right, now we're going to go player props. 2 of them we don't have lines on, but we almost never have a line on Asia. I'm just taking her PRA over every single time. First one, Alicia Gray, PRA over. Who knows? Normally, it is set around 27.5, 28.5. So I'd imagine it's around there again today. We've been taking this ever since Ryan Howard's gotten injured. She has been flying over this number. She's shooting 40% from deep. It is her and Jordan Canada on offense. They're going to have to play through her against the Lynx. She should be able to get a decent amount of assists, just dropping it off to BG and Brianna Jones down low. So I like her PRA over. Should also be a pretty high-scoring game. Last 2 times these teams played, they scored 96 and 92. This is the boldest PRA or points move of the night. Marina Mabry. Like I said, the goodwill version of Arike Gumbawale. I'm going to go with her over 13.5. She's back in the lineup. In the first game she was back, she shot the ball 12 times in just 25 minutes on the court off the bench. She's supposed to be in the starting lineup this time. Her and Tina Charles are the entire offense. And I mentioned the injuries that the Valkyries have. Marina's big. She's like 6'2", and she's got some weight behind her. The Valkyries are going to struggle to guard her. She should be able to get to wherever she wants in the mid-range or get to the hoop if she's feeling like it. The Valkyries are small down low and even smaller at the guard position. So Mabry should be able to have her way. Then finally, I'm going to do it one more time. Give me Asia Wilson PRA over. I think this is the last chance I'm doing with Asia. I've missed her last 2 PRA, whether it's she doesn't play well or she doesn't get minutes because the Aces are getting blown out by 30 in the final quarter. I don't know. But if you can't score 25 plus points against the Dallas Wings in a must-win road game, I don't know what you're doing. Give me the PRA over. If I have to guess, it's probably 33.5, 34.5 again. I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm going to lay it. All right, that's the video. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. If you have not already, please hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.